Hello and welcome back to Middle East in Depth. An editorial in the Daily Star looks at President Obama's speech on counterterrorism and Mideast policy. President Barack Obama's speech Wednesday night was long overdue for many in Syria and across the region, but it is better late than never with this new strategy to combat ISIS. With Obama's track record, it is understandable that his new strategy has its critics, and if it is to have any hope of success, any immediate steps must come as part of a longer-term strategy. There are certainly steps which must be taken urgently, steps that will severely limit the capacity of ISIS to expand any further than it has now, and ideally reduce its sphere of influence greatly. The Daily Star adds, all countries in the region which are suffering from extremist Islamist terrorism must now work together to support the US-led efforts. Regional powers must pool resources and efforts to cripple this threat before it becomes even more dangerous than it is now. It must be their number one priority, and it must be tackled with the greatest resolve. Los Angeles Times Washington Bureau Chief David Lauter writes an analytical piece on what he calls a shift in America brought by the Islamic State. 6 years ago, when Barack Obama won the presidency, Americans were wary of overseas problems. Today, they're scared. An unusually large and sudden shift in public attitudes about the threat the nation faces from extremist Islamist militants in the Middle East has given Obama a much freer hand to order American military forces back into warfare in and around Iraq. Lauter says when Obama delivered a nationally televised address Wednesday night to explain his new counterterrorism strategy, part of Obama's task was persuading Americans to trust him as a wartime leader, a job description considerably different from the one he campaigned for in 2008 and 2012. Obama began with a straightforward declaration of US intent to degrade and ultimately destroy the terrorist group known as ISIL. He used the word threat 14 times in the brief speech on Wednesday. The administration had solved at least some of the problems that had stymied it during the summer. A new Iraqi government was in place in Baghdad. Saudi Arabia and other Sunni Arab countries had promised cooperation. David Lauter concludes with those preliminaries out of the way, Obama was in a position to lay out a strategy in which he emphasized that the US would attack militants from the air on either side of the border. He offered limited specifics about the plan would be carried out, but in terms of rallying public support, that may be of little concern. For more updates, please visit levant.tv. And subscribe to MidEast In-Depth on iTunes. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.